Before we get to SGU, you were in another Stargate SG-1 episode the following season.
Yeah.
And unless you were listening for your voice, it would be easy to miss you under all that makeup.
Right.
You were a Hebridean character by the name of Coyle Boron, who was a race announcer for the Loop of Congarat.
I would have looked that up too. I mean, I knew who the character was, but all that other stuff, you got it.
The Loop of Congarat, yes, was a Hebridean race, and you were one of the race announcers, and you must have listed 7 or 8 different fictitious products and sponsors.
Right.
What was it like under all that makeup and those, I think, contact lenses, if I'm not mistaken? What was it like putting all that on and making that show happen? Very different type of Stargate episode.
Yeah. You know what? Under the best circumstances, getting under all that stuff and having contacts and all that is very, very confining, and you can kind of get claustrophobic and all those things. To make things worse, literally the night before, a friend of mine asked me to join their no contact softball league because they were short players. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I got to work in the morning, but it's just, it's a 6 p.m. game. And it's, how bad can it be? So I go, and it turns out that this woman decided it was going to be contact without letting anybody else know. So I'm shortstop, the ball's coming to me, and she comes at me shoulder first and breaks my nose over to the other side of my face.
No.
Literally smashed. So off I go to emergency, and this is literally what happens. The doctor's like, oh, okay. Because my wife shows up there, right? Because I call her, and she's like, I'm in the waiting room, and I'm like, oh, you think it's broken? And it's way over here. The nose is over here. And she's like, yeah, that's broken. Well, maybe it's just moved up. No, broken. The doctor comes in, he goes, okay, well, we're going to have to push that back in. He goes, I'm just going to give you a little bit of this. And he literally says, this is a quote, he goes, well, you're an actor, you're probably used to this, just going to give you a little cocaine. I'm like, what? So it's like cocaine, literally cocaine on a matchstick, and they swab it around in there because they're about to put his lower heel from his shoe on your face to move it back over. So he gives me the coke, and that starts kicking in, and I'm like getting all excited. And, hey, wow, feeling good. Right. And I'm running around the emergency room, ripping over curtains from other people. Like, I don't even know who they are. Hey, they're giving coke over here. I don't know if you guys are in pain. They're handing it out for free. I know the guy. And then I open up a curtain, and there's another actor, Michael Benyer, who's there passing a stone.
Oh, God.
But out of nowhere, there he is, bloated out to here. And there's Kelamis high on coke, opening up hey, Michael Benyer, I got coke over here. Literally, that's what's happening. So he comes back, they push the nose over, and they have to put a metal brace over my nose. And then I get home, and it's near like 11 o'clock right now. And I'm trying to call producers of the show to let them know that my face has been beaten. And I'm trying to make these calls with the coke in my head. And I got a hold of some people. I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I said. To this day, like, what the hell were you talking about when you called me? I called you? So I show up on set, and God bless the producers. They all came in one at a time in the makeup chair, and I still had this full metal brace on there. And I think it was John N. Smith, who was a producer, but nobody ever saw him. He was like the snuffleupagus of the series.
That's right.
We knew him by name. Nobody had ever seen him. But I guess he heard that Kelamis busted his schnoz, and out he came, out of hiding. Comes down, he looks at me and goes, oh, wow, yeah. He goes, yeah, when I was younger, I broke my nose. Hey, look at this, look at the movement on there. So he turns to the special effects makeup person and says, have we ever seen this species of alien before? And they're like, no, this is the first time. And they go, okay, well, they're going to have a big nose. So they constructed the entire makeup over the metal brace.
Wow. So you were wearing it.
Yeah, I'm still wearing it. I had to do all my scenes. There was no time to get anybody else. I think from a realistic point, that would have been a better plan, but they had no time. This was late at night. We're filming in the morning. Man, oh man. So off we went, and being in all that makeup, we kind of did all our scenes in a row, and we had multiple scenes and multiple little snippets. And I was working with Colin Murdoch, who's another Vancouver actor who's fantastic and very, very funny. So it was good being with somebody that I knew. And we got through it. But if you go back and watch that episode, the nose is extra.
The nose is much larger. I'll be darned. Look at that.
Yeah. There's a full broken nose brace under.
Yeah. It's interesting because the race was introduced in season 6, but the human Hebridean hybrids had never been seen before.
Right.
So that was like that's a real, because you actually have hair there underneath there.
Yeah.
And you're all up in Cokeland. So yeah. or coming down from it.
Coming down from it.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. What going under all that prosthetics is hard enough, and dealing with just things happen, in your personal life. And that was so cool. I've heard story after story where, the Stargate production team said, okay, so this is how it's going to be. So we'll just make things work. The show must go on.
Yeah, show must go on. And they were all very, very nice about it. They kept checking, are you okay? You need a break? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Jeez, man. Tell us about auditioning for Adam Brody and the journey that was going to be Destiny.
Yeah, it was late in December, and my agent called and said, they're doing a new Stargate series. I'm like, oh, okay. So there's a role that came up, and they want you to go and interview for it. So I went in, read for it, and that was it. Went home. Christmas happens, New Year's Eve, all that. You kind of forget about it. It's the end of the year. Rarely do you audition that late in the year. They usually shut things down like mid-December kind of thing. And the agent called. It was around January 4th or something. It was very early in the year. And she says, oh, they want to see you again for the Stargate show. And I'm like, which one? Which one?
Right.
She goes, the Stargate, remember? I don't. And the scientist, oh, yeah. So I go in, and Andy Makita was there, and I did the scene, and he's like, that was great. Thank you for coming in. And halfway home, I got the call, and they go, yeah, you got it. I'm like, great. And then it goes to, okay, well, how many days work is it? Because we didn't know. We didn't know. And as the show went on, I nicknamed it Survivor in Space, because we didn't know who was going to die off, and which character was going to commit suicide or fly through an airlock, or we didn't
be turned into a data stream in the Destiny computer.
We literally, it sounds funny, but it's true. We used to, when they handed out new scripts for the next episode, sometimes they'd come off the press still hot.
Wow.
From the photocopier, and they'd start handing them out, and we would grab them, especially like me, Patrick Gilmore, Jen Spence, the scientist crew.
The trio.
We would go to like the last page and start going backwards to see if we were still alive at the end. If you'd see your name on page like 118, you're like, yes!
I made it, baby!
I made it! And that's what we would do. And then and even at the very last episode of the first season, I remember looking at Gilmore, and we were trying to analyze if we're coming back or if we die. And he was like stuck on the ship, and then I ran off with Rush at the very end. So I was like, well, I don't know what's going to happen to you, but I'm with Rush, so I'm probably okay. This is literally how we would analyze our existence as actors on the show.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.